my mum, Elizabeth Higgins, Lily, as she was known, has been was the longest living resident of Cherry Orchard. She was there for 17 years. She was the first one when the doors got opened. A lot of the nurses that are still there and the doctor would have been on her journey for those 17 years. So they all became part of my extended family. Unfortunately, she had a form of Parkinson's called Lewy body dementia. Everything was fine until this whole meeting that the HSC had regarding the move of closing Cherry Orchard and moving people to the private units, saying that there was a problem with the floors. And that was the bigger picture, but from my own personal experience, I got a letter stating that Mum's room needed to be fixed, that there was a problem with the water. It was a fire hazard and they needed that room. She would be moved for the maximum of 1 week to 10 days over to, so she was in Willow West. They were moving her to Willow East. In the meantime, these protests that I was part of was happening against the general move of closing Cherry Orchard and moving into a private nursing home. This, I was told, would only be a week. It would be less than 10 days, and they were sorry for the inconvenience while they fixed her floor. That was important. They moved her, and within 2 weeks, she stopped eating. I kept asking when she was going to be moved back. They said the work was being done. This then went on for another week. By week 3, my mum was a skeleton. She was very disorganised. She wasn't cooperating with the staff. It was horrific watching her. So I went back over to Willow West, where there was a man in her room with his belongings all moved in alongside my mum's. So I was generally being lied to, which I wasn't happy about. So I phoned straight away to the administration that day, explaining that I was not happy, that my mum was totally deteriorating, that they lied, that there was somebody else in her room. The excuse used was instead of having to move everybody while they were doing wing by wing of Willow West, they decided that to leave the people that they had moved. My mum wasn't the only one. There would have been all on her ward, on her corridor, that they moved over. And they decided that because of that disruption, that they would leave them there without informing me, and that they moved the people within Willow West down that corridor while their rooms were being made fixed. The water, apparently, whatever was wrong with it was being fixed. I picked up on the phone, and that was that morning, that afternoon, they moved my mum back. Unfortunately, the staff there were horrified within the 3 weeks she'd been away, how thin she'd gotten. She'd stopped eating. It was hard for them to get her to eat. They were buying her these special chocolate mousses, and eventually she started to slowly but surely come back. I'd say within another 2 weeks she started to see, I saw a little difference in her. But then she became sick on the Thursday and she died on the Monday. And yeah, that's my story. So yeah, I feel very wronged. I mean, I knew my mum had a long-term illness and that she was going to die, but I just feel at this stage, constantly looking back at it, it was like they should never have moved her, ever. And I feel so sorry for the other families that actually did get transferred properly. But just the fact that that small move after 17 years robbed her of, even if she had another couple of months left, to me, they'd robbed her. And that's all I want to say.